What's up, guys? We are back for another review. This time around we're taking a look at a Dragon Ball Figuarts that I have kind of dragged my feet on a bit. One that has been out for a short while. There's probably hundreds of reviews for this guy out there already, but I'm throwing mine out there now. So we're taking a look at the Dragon Ball Super release of Goku Black. So this is one that I don't really know tons about him. I know what I've researched, so I don't sound like an idiot when I talk about him, but I've not gotten to his arc in the show. I kind of fell off the wayside with the show in general, but I'm working my way back towards it. So we've got him in our current standard Figuarts box. We've got some product shots on the side. We've got some more product shots on the back. Window on the other side, and you've got him there in the front. So let's pull him out and take a closer look. Alright guys, so here he is out of the box, and for a figure that I really don't know much about his corresponding character, because I still haven't gotten that far in Dragon Ball Super, I was very excited to get a hold of this figure. He's got a lot going on. There was a ton of buzz around him. He's still very hard to get a hold of at retail price, so I was definitely very interested to get my hands on this guy, and thankfully I'm glad I pre-ordered. So we've got what is basically a fairly standard Figuarts current style Figuarts here in terms of overall articulation and sculpt. There's just a lot going on with his design and what is slight little differences that make him a unique character. So we'll do articulation, paint, and sculpt, and then we'll talk about the rather decent amount of accessories he comes with, and then we'll take a look at him next to a couple Goku that I have on hand currently. Alright, now as far as articulation goes, I don't think we're seeing anything too drastically different or unexpected here. He is, for the most part, kind of standard modern Figuarts. So we've got a head that can swivel up and down. He has very, very little or limited up and down and side to side range, and that's mostly because the neck sits pretty high inside the cavity to allow you to swap the heads out. So it kind of hits. So you hit the neck really quickly when you try to look up, especially. You can see he doesn't have a whole lot there. The neck does, of course, move at the chest, as per usual. Shoulders can go out. We've got the cuff that will follow the actual articulation, so you can try to hide some of those joints in there. We got swivel, we've got the standard Figuarts elbow, we have got rotation, and we've got a hinge in the wrists as well. We can swivel at the torso, the upper torso, and at the waist. He has a decent bit on the backswing, not tons, but it's there. And then he can lean forward a little bit as well. He does, of course, have legs that can go out about as far as usual. I don't think they would think we're missing anything there. That's pretty normal. He can kick just as far as needed, so that's 90 degrees. We got pretty good on the back kick as well. That's actually rather impressive. And then we have a cut up there at the thigh, so you can do some swiveling. We've got standard Figuarts knee, very, very wide range of motion there. Of course, it is kind of ugly, but that's what you get. And then, of course, there's nothing at the boot or at the top of the shin. There never is. And then we have a rocker, rotation, and then we have a toe hinge down there as well, hinge at the ankle, so you can move those feet around all over the place. So like I said, he's pretty standard for Figuarts. I don't think we're missing anything. I don't think we've got anything extra here. As far as what I would expect to see on a Saiyan Figuarts, I think we're getting exactly what I expected to get out of this box. In terms of paint and sculpt here, he is again kind of on the standard side, and that's, it's a Goku figure. Whether he is or isn't actually Goku, and that's not the point of this review, he is, for the most part, kind of a standard figure. So he's in that standard type of gi. We've got some Saiyan-ish boots down there. He, of course, has a Goku head, although there are some differences. This is how he comes out of the box as well, I should say that, because there are obviously other heads, there's other faces. This is his default pack-in look. So we've got kind of a smirk going on that face, and I think everything as far as paint detail on the face is cleanly applied. He does have a Potara earring. I assume that's what that is anyway. So a fusion earring. We, of course, have that standard spiky Goku black hair, which looks pretty good. I don't have any issues with that. Again, he's in kind of a standard gi type setup, so there's not tons and tons of paint on the arms or on the legs too much. He does have shading on the chest, and it's okay. It's kind of haphazardly applied. I don't know that it is in any way kind of into a real lighting scenario, but I do like the fact that we do have the shading. I'd rather have it and it be kind of just a quick pass than to not get it at all, because I know that in some cases doesn't work at all, period. There is nothing on the back side though, really. It's very, very clean on the back compared to the front. At least you can see a lot more of the kind of dark gray, almost black look on the front of his gray gi. We do have a ring on this hand here. So this is, I want to say this is a time ring probably. Someone let me know down below if I'm right or wrong. It's probably a time ring so we can go forward and backwards in time. We do have kind of the standard billowy type pants down here. We don't have too much of the diaper thing going on, the pee stain on the diaper, so that's cool. We do have some different colors down here though, which I find kind of interesting. So the boots, the cuffs here are slightly different than the actual feet of the boots. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. It's very faint, but it's definitely there. Kind of throws me off when I'm looking at them. But it's from afar, you can't really tell. But when you get him up close, you can see, yeah, the feet are white and the boot cuffs are kind of almost eggshell, if that makes any sense. So he is, again, pretty standard. I don't think there's anything too wild or crazy going on here. This is, you know, it's basically Goku in a black getup, basically. That's really all it is. If you didn't know anything about this character, and you know, like I said, I only know what I've read about him, he looks basically what you'd expect Goku to look like, with kind of an evil type costume going on. Of course, there is more to this story. It's a figure art, so let's go through all of the various combinations and all of the extra stuff that this guy comes with, because we know he comes with just a whole bunch of good stuff, accessories, extra hands, heads, effect pieces, just a lot of stuff to take care of. So first thing first, heads, hair, faces, basically the neck up on this character can be customized in a few different ways. Obviously, I've already taken the original head off and popped this one on. So this is his Super Saiyan God version. And without spoiling too much, you know, there's obviously going to be folks out there who haven't seen it. This version of Goku is basically a god on his own. So when he turns Super Saiyan God, instead of getting blue hair, he gets the pink hair. That's the bad way of describing it, I'm sure. But without telling people straight up what exactly is going on here, that's how I'm going to say it. So we've got his Super Saiyan hair in this nice pink, and I really, really dig the pink look on it. Honestly, I do like it. We've got a different face in there as well. So this one is a screaming face. You can see he's also got kind of a furrowed brow in there. But the hair has a ton of shading in it. I do like the darker to light hues in there. Again, it's kind of, you know, certain layers of brightness and darkness, so it's not any kind of true lighting scheme, I don't think, but it's not so haphazardly applied that it's kind of off-putting. I think it looks pretty nice, honestly. I'm happy with how the head and this hair scheme came out. Who thought that pink hair on a Goku would look cool? I don't know. It works. And then we do have an extra face for this one. We've got a face here with just kind of him in his, you know, kind of staunch, just regular stern looking face. So it's the same thing, just a little bit different brow and eye look, and then of course he's not screaming. We do have another face for the regular head as well. So this is just him looking to the left with him gritting his teeth. But this is one that you'd specifically use with the black hair, because as you can see, he's got black eyebrows, which means it goes with that head. The other ones have pink eyebrows. In addition to the extra head and the extra faces, this is of course a SH Figuarts, so we do have a number of hands as well. So we've got the standard fists that he comes with out of the package. We've got a set of gripping style hands for his Kamehameha or for just a style pose. And I should mention that all of the right hands do have that same ring on them as well. So you can see that there's a ring sculpted on that hand right there. We have got an instant transmission style hand. We have got another set of style pose hands with the kind of the clawed looking grip. Been seeing that a lot lately on some of these figures. We have got a single pointing finger, but it's also more along the lines of like a taunting type finger where he's pointing at them to, you know, kind of bring it on. And then we have got an open palm karate chop style hand, but it serves a different purpose with this figure. What this hand is actually for is for his effect piece, one of two. So we've got this big thing here. This is, as per the instructions, it's an aura effect. It's not really that. I mean, it's a chi blast type of effect, so that makes sense. But I think it's called the God Slicer or something along those lines, and it's just sculpted in a pearlescent type of pink, so it matches his color scheme. I think it looks pretty cool, and it's got a hole in there, so you can pop it on his hand, and it just sits over top of his right hand when it's this particular hand, and it becomes kind of like an extension of his body, like a kinetic energy type sword. So similar in what you see in like Marvel Comics with Psylocke when she has something like that jutting out of her hand. So similar effect. I really dig it. I think it looks absolutely awesome. It's likely going to be the thing that I personally display with him at all times, but he does have a second effect piece that is something I haven't seen in a figure art in actually quite a while. And that extra effect piece is for this particular set of hands. So I've already mentioned that these are his gripping style hands that are for a Kamehameha style blast effect. Well, he actually comes with that effect piece. And I'm not really sure the last time we got one of these in something that wasn't a con exclusive type of release. Just off the top of my head. So this is purple plastic. It's got some black shading on the kind of the energy blast that's jutting off from it in various directions. And these little guys, you just you peg them in. They're keyed, so they only go in a certain way, so you know how to put them in there. And then he has finger holes on this ball so that you can put him in there, and it kind of helps to rest the Kamehameha blast effect in his hands. I'm a huge fan of this type of effect. I really like it. It's integral to Dragon Ball, so it's kind of the type of effect, really. I really like it. It makes it look like he can't contain the energy he's about to unleash in this, so it's kind of blasting off from the actual ball itself. So yeah, these are always a winner in my book, and I think we need more of them, but I'm finally happy to get another one after what seems like quite a while. And like I mentioned, here is a quick comparison shot between Goku Black and a few others that we've had in recent history. So here is God Goku, we've got the Awakening Goku, so first Super Saiyan Goku, and then we've got Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku. That's a mouthful. And you can tell that there are definitely some similarities and some differences between these particular figures, just in general. And where he draws some of his inspiration, you can see that some similarities exist between these two, some similarities exist between these two, and this guy is kind of on his own. He's very much kind of a standard Goku type figure though, but I think he works well with his color scheme and the overall look and feel of the character, and he kind of fits. You know, you've got a rainbow of Gokus once you've got all these together. So all in all, I am pretty happy with this figure. Like I've said, you know, probably too many times now, I don't really have any great knowledge on this character, and I don't have any attachment to this particular character either, outside of the fact that, yeah, he looks like the Goku that I remember. But I like this figure. He works really well. I don't have any issues with the figure on a technical level. I think it's all right. And I like the color scheme between the gray and the black. And I really like that contrasting color between the pink and his outfit. I think it stands out very well, and it works, surprisingly. I think we got a great spread of accessories with all the extra faces, the hair, the hands, and of course, 2 effect pieces. You pretty much got me right then and there with 2 effect pieces. I really, really think those are kind of the keystone to the Dragon Ball Figuarts line, and they did a good job including what I think are probably the 2 most likely inclusions for this particular character without going too crazy, and including the apparent sickle that he has as well. I don't think they could have costed that into this figure. But what we got, I think, is a pretty solid package, and if you haven't already, I would urge you to track this guy down because he's definitely going to be hard to find over time. So that's going to do it for this look at the Dragon Ball Super Goku Black Figuarts from Bandai Tamashii Nations. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time.